If you find that the law of attraction is not working for you, it's not your fault. What you've been told is that you need to think about what you want, you need to feel what you want. There are these common misconceptions that people believe when it comes to the law of attraction that literally keeps them stuck. Where no other YouTube video you watch, no other many times you watch the movie The Secret, no matter how many Abraham Hicks videos you watch, there's still something that feels blocked under the surface. And understand that when you make one little switch, it can change just about everything in the same way it changed my life back in 2017. So in this video, what I want to share with you is step by step how I transformed my life by this one missing key that I was missing when it comes to what people call the law of attraction, how you can embody it, and how it will completely change the external results that you get on the outside. One of the most common misconceptions that people have about the law of attraction that holds people back from manifesting is that many people are inundated with the idea that it's simply about thinking better thoughts or it's about feeling the emotions, but it does not include that of taking action. And one of the biggest missing steps for me on the path of the law of attraction was back in 2017. I was doing all the things that a lot of people do when they're thinking about it, they're feeling it, they're visualizing it, but they're not actually embodying the energy. So, one big switch that I made back in 2017 is I started to actually take action as the full-time YouTuber version of Aaron. And as I started to take action, that was the missing key that changed everything. I think many spiritual people, what happens is it's like it's all about the etheric realm. It's thinking, it's feeling, but the language of our physical reality is physical action as well. So if you think about it in the terms of Joe Dispenza teachings, you think, you feel, you act. Those are the three things. And what happens is sometimes we may bypass one of them because the feeling is that taking action is low vibration. When in fact, when you're doing what you love, taking action is a very high vibrational activity to embody. So back in 2017, I started to take action as a full-time YouTuber, and making daily videos over the course of a few months completely took my channel to the next level. And it allowed me ultimately to grow over 100,000 followers on YouTube to then put my 2 weeks in at the 9-to-5 job that I had. And the missing key for me was the taking massive action part of it. I would hear people talk about taking action and I would think, oh, this is kind of like a lower vibrational thing, or you don't really need to take action. But what I realized was that the more action I take, especially taking massive action, the better results that I got. So it becomes like, for me, it was a spiritual bypass thing where I was like, it's higher vibrational to think. It's higher vibrational to feel. I'm just going to visualize it. But I stayed stuck for literally, no joke, like 2 or 3 years. If I would have started taking massive action back in 2015, I would have gone full time way sooner. It took 2 or 3 years for me to realize that taking massive action was the missing key that I needed to embody the highest vibrational version of me. So if you're listening to this video right now, maybe there's a part of you that knows there's something you could be actually doing that would completely change your timeline, that would put you on a new version of yourself, that would then get new opportunities, new synchronicities to come into your life because of the person that you become in the process of taking action. That tension allows for growth. That tension allows for you to become that new version of you. And I would have not become the full-time version of Aaron if I would not have started taking action back in 2017 and judging action before that as some lower vibrational activity when it was actually the medicine that I needed to really go full-time with my purpose and create the life of my dreams. So when it comes to people wondering, am I taking the right action? Is it an action I'm supposed to be taking, or is there something else I'm supposed to be doing? How do I know the difference? One thing you want to become aware of is, how do you feel when you are taking that action? Do you feel like it brings up passion, energy inside of yourself? Do you feel like it's also for something greater than yourself? Because here's the thing. We can remain stuck and in fear when it comes to stepping out of our comfort zone. So you may say, well, I feel fear when it comes to putting myself out there. I feel fear when it comes to doing this thing that I've never done before. But the fear is the very thing you actually must embody, that you must step into to create the expansion of the comfort zone. So understand that all because you may be afraid of taking action, because you may be afraid of what people think, that doesn't mean don't take action. That may mean that that's the carrot on a stick that's saying, come in this direction so that you can step into the new energy. Now, when it comes to the different actions you can take, the key is to first off, just start taking action. You figure it out through the action and then feeling into what the most passionate thing could be for yourself. So, the thing that can hold people back is they say, well, I don't know exactly what action to take. But in fact, if you were to take any action at all, which means if you're like, I don't know my purpose, Aaron, so what am I supposed to do? You start taking action on figuring out what your purpose is. You start reading specific books. You start looking at what content or what videos or what topics you're already gravitating towards. You make that your purpose, finding your purpose or of following your purpose. And then as you're on that thread of following your purpose and you're taking action, you become aware of the process of the fear that comes up, the self-sabotage that comes up, the procrastination that comes up. And you identify it as just an ego preservation mechanism that's trying to keep you the same. It's trying to keep you in familiar territory. So what you do is you actually let the guiding mechanism for your growth become, is this something that scares me? Is this something that gets me into the unknown? Is this something that expands my sense of identity? And what happens is as you pay attention to the passion inside of yourself, that's what becomes the guiding mechanism. And the one other thing you want to look at as well is, are you of service to other people? When I started making videos in 2017, I started making it about how can I add more value to the people that follow me? Even though the people that followed me in the beginning was a very small number of people, how can I add value? How can I allow this energy to flow through to add value to the people on the other side of the camera or the other side of the world that are watching this? And what happens is as you make yourself an instrument of a divine energy that is greater than yourself, ideas flow through. The next step flows through. The synchronicities pull through. The people just pop into your life. It all comes clear when you become a vessel of allowing higher vibrational energy to flow through your body to add value to different people. And even if you're not already in your purpose and you're not already doing that, you can do that with where you are. I did that work in a 9-to-5 job. I would add value to the people that I was helping, and that was my intention. I'd get a better result than when I just want to make a certain sales goal. So you can play around with this energy to understand, where does this energy go? And also, how do you feel when you're taking action in the sense of passion? And sometimes fear and anxiety is a form of excitement that's simply being filtered through a negative definition that says, a judgment almost, that says that maybe I'm not worthy of this, or who am I to be doing this? And that's what a lot of times will keep people blocked. The fear can actually be a guiding mechanism of an expansion, of identity expansion, of growth, of expanding your comfort zone. And when you expand your comfort zone, you expand your reality. I've seen people have huge transformations in either the 21-day challenges that I run, where literally 50,000 people have been through, or even these full-time purpose challenges that I do with my buddy, where we show people how to go full-time with their purpose. I have seen literally thousands of people that have commented and said in past challenges that their whole entire life changed when they started. Now, just to give context for this, in these challenges, what we do is we teach people how to go full-time with their purpose. And one of the things I eventually do is I just yell at people, start, stop waiting, start, take action, start. And I do that over and over again. One of the most notable transformations I've seen in people is this woman whose name is Melissa. She joined one of our past challenges where we show people how to go full-time with their purpose. And basically at a certain point, I just start yelling at people to start. Stop waiting, start. Start taking action. This woman started, and she started to express herself. She has an eclectic personality. She's somebody that kind of held herself back in the past. She's in the insurance business, where she shows people how basically to like have an insurance company or to sell insurance, something to do with insurance. But basically, she started to teach people how to, in the insurance business, how to do what she does. And she basically went from not working a 9 to 5 job to where now she makes over hundreds of thousands of dollars a month teaching other people how to be insurance agents or how to get people to be a part of some type of insurance business. However, she owned her own personality. She started taking action. And the way that we found out about this is at a future, we did this full-time purpose challenge. We did one 6 months later. And she says, I was on the one from 6 months ago. I'm now making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. I started because Erin was yelling, just start at the camera over and over again. So finally, I put all my limiting beliefs aside and I just started, even though it wasn't perfect. And now she's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And I think the last time I talked to her was about 2 months ago in June. And she was at $200,000 or $300,000 a month doing what she does. It was incredible, but it all came from starting. It came from starting, not having it all figured out, and owning your voice and owning your her own personality. She's got like a certain vibe, and she's kind of edgy, but she owned it, and now she's crushing it, which has been a really cool thing to watch. If you're listening to this video right now, one of the most important things you could possibly do is to simply commit to a new version of yourself. Realize you get in life a direct reflection of who you are being. And who you are being is a combination of how you think, how you feel, and how you act. So, what is the action that you can take that you can align with the thoughts and the feelings that you have towards embodying a new version of yourself? And 2017 for me, that was embodying making daily videos on YouTube. For you, it could be being a yoga teacher, doing yoga every day. It could be being an artist. Well, you don't have to wait till you have an art gallery to consider yourself an artist. You could simply paint every day. And doing that every day begins to change your identity over time. So if you want to get anything out of watching this, simply start. Stop waiting. The waiting is keeping you in the comfort zone. It's keeping you in the familiar. And if you were to start taking action and letting it not be perfect, but understanding that with every action you take, you get better. I had somebody that was asking me on a live that I did recently. She said, Aaron, I want to be a yoga teacher, but it feels fake for me to be a yoga teacher. I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I'm not credible. Now, when it comes to fake, here's the interesting thing that I realized about fake. When I was working a 9 to 5 job that I did not like, I could have looked at the YouTuber version of me and been like, that's fake. But what I eventually realized is that the part of me that was working a 9 to 5 job I did not enjoy, that was selling women's shoes, that was not passionate about, that version of me was the fake version of me. I was pretending to be a 9 to 5 job goer selling women's shoes. I was pretending to be passionate about something, or I was in that energy, but it wasn't the real me. So what if what is actually fake is the version of you that is playing small, the version of you that is afraid of shining too bright? What if the self-sabotage and the imposter syndrome is actually what is fake? And what if is actually what's real for you is taking action? It is starting. It is in becoming that yoga teacher or whatever identity or whatever thing that you feel guided to. Embodying it is the actual next step for you being the real you. Playing small is fake. So if you want to step into the real you, live your purpose full time, I am doing a 21-day magnetic abundance challenge. It's a 21-day process. 50,000 people have been through my past challenges in the past. It includes breath work, live office hour coachings, which is like group coaching where I bring people up and coach people through the inner child familiar energy. And I want to help you become the most abundant version of you. We're going to have workshops on finding your life purpose if you don't know what that is yet. It includes live meditations for using the power of group energy. And you can join right now by clicking the link in the top of the description box below or going to aarondoughty.com/MAC, which stands for Magnetic Abundance Challenge. And also, if you want to check out one of my most popular meditations that I have on abundance, I have a meditation that you can check out right here that is on thinking and growing rich. by planting and changing your subconscious mind. It's one of my most popular meditations for abundance. Listen to it for 21 days and watch what happens.
This meditation will reprogram your mind for abundance.